So hello beautiful people. I am back with another video. Your girl Nisha Michelle is back with another video. You know, I have so many videos that have not yet posted. So I'm trying to make sure when I do post these videos, they go in the order that I made them. So people that want the full context of what I'm talking about can always go back to the very last video. You can go backwards. You can go backwards. Okay, you don't want to go way back to the very last video, but you can go backwards. So I wanted to get on here and talk about, isolation and the power of isolation, the awareness that it gives you, the self-awareness that it gives you when you're intentional during your isolation. Because some people will isolate themselves from their family and whoever else they want to isolate themselves from. And during that isolation, they're suffering. They're in depression. They're not getting to know God. They're not getting to know themselves to try to create a better version of themselves. They're not forgiving themselves. They're not going to therapy. They're not really doing the work. They're just drinking alcohol excessively, smoking, hookah, vaping. And trust me, I used to do this too, so I know. Vaping, smoking marijuana, recreational. They're doing things that suppresses their feelings, their thoughts, and it also, hurts the body. It subtracts from your health. It's not good for you. I'm telling you, when I was vaping, I thought my whole throat was about to come off. I was like, oh no, God. I told you to take the taste out my mouth, not my throat from my neck. Well, my throat is connected to my neck. Just don't take my throat, Lord. But that's what it does to you. That's what cancer will do to you anyway. So if you're isolating like that, you're doing it all wrong. When you isolate and be intentional about your isolation, getting to know the spiritual side of everything in the world, the spiritual meaning, connecting with your higher power, God, divine. The divine means of God. So when you're doing isolation, you're getting to know God. You're getting to know yourself, looking at your bad habits, the habits that are stopping you from getting closer to your goals, even setting goals. Just being intentional is so powerful. Isolation is so powerful. Cutting off the news, getting on a routine, building a system, because that's what a routine is. It's a system. Like I told y'all before, I wake up at 5. I do the 5-second rule from Mel Robertson, and I just jump up. Now some days, on the weekends, I do not do that. I can sleep a little bit on the weekends, but my body's so used to waking up early, I will still wake up around 6:30, 7 o'clock. But on the weekdays, my system is alarm go off at 5 o'clock. Go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, do my hair. Then I will go back in my room. Sometimes I put on concealer. Then I will go back in my room, make my bed. My clothes will already be out from the night before. My gym bag will already be packed. Then I would journal. make my bed, put on my clothes, journal. I would just journal my thoughts down, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I want to do today, what I'm doing right now. Did I complete all my tasks? Not touching my phone, because ain't nothing in there. Not turning on no news. I do not like the news. If it's any bad news that need to get to me, trust me, I run into hundreds of people. I'm out every day. They gonna tell me what's on the news. So I journal, and I turn on meditation music while I'm doing that. And then after that, 6 o'clock, I'm waking my kids up in a good mood, because I done checked myself. I done poured into myself. I done did me. And that little hour right there sets the tone for my whole day. It will set the tone for my whole day. So I'm getting my kids ready for school. 6:45, they out the door. 7:15, no later than 7:30, I'm in the gym. If it's my working days, I'm only doing 30 minutes of cardio on the Stairmaster. For those of you that know, that's the best cardio to do, is the Stairmaster, especially when your time is limited. Stairmaster it out. Full body workout to me. My God, I don't hold on to nothing. I'm using straight core work and leg. So on the days that I work, I'm only doing 30 minutes of cardio. Then I'm showering at the gym with my slides on. Then boom, getting dressed, going to work. Time I get off work, I make my videos like this. Do some homework, cook the dinner, fold some clothes, because that's what I got to do today, fold some clothes, because I did not finish laundry yesterday. And mind you, today is Monday, April the 7th. So if I had a lot of friends, and y'all know I don't have no friends. I'm still in the season with no friends, and I'm okay with that. If I needed friends, I would go find a community. I will go find some friends. I know a lot of people at the gym. I know a lot of acquaintances, you know. But I am always self-evaluating myself. And just checking in, because it's so easy to go backwards. It's so easy to get on a phone call with a family member and you trauma bond, and now you want to go drink margaritas all day. Now you don't want to go work out. Now you don't want to journal. Now you want to talk about the past. Now you want to just talk about drama. It's so easy to get sucked back in that vacuum. And then now you're drinking. Now your appetite is changing. You was just eating healthy. Now you craving gizzards. I said gizzards because I am craving gizzards. But isolation, but I'm able to check myself and pick myself up and get myself back on track. Because what? Because why? I got goals. I'm setting myself up for the future. If you want a good future, if you know where you want to be in the future, you got to make sure your health and your mental, your emotional state, your physical state, you got to make sure all those things are in check. Because once it is for you to hustle, grind, and you about to lose your mind. You eating all this unhealthy fast food, all this stuff, and your health, your future gonna consist of a lot of doctor bills and doctor visits and medication. I'm just saying, think about it now. Think about it. So I'm good with my 2 days of work because I'm building my own empire for the kingdom of God, of course. How I want to serve the people, how God choosing me to serve his people. And that's through fitness. I'm always, not always now, because I do got kids, and my kids come first. I am a mother first. You hear me? I'm a mother first. Shut the whole schedule down for them kids, okay? It just is what it is. Especially when you don't have no good support system with my kids. Because I don't. So that's why I gotta be really on top of my meditation, journaling, staying out of bars and socializing with too many, socializing. Because I don't want to hear everybody's business. I don't want to hear everybody's problems. A lot of people like to make their problems your problems. They like to give you their problems. And I'm not about that. I can give you some good advice. You can take it or leave it on the table. But I'm not finna be, you just not finna be trauma dumping on me. See, the power of isolation, you're going to elevate if you're intentional about this isolation. Because before you elevate, you got to isolate. Because if God want to pour down his blessings on you, he going to make sure you know how to sustain it. He not going to pour down money. He going to give you the ideas. And then you're going to have to set boundaries. You're going to have to be self-disciplined and have some kind of discipline. You're going to have self-love, self-care. You're going to have to make sure that you know how to sustain even through the storm. Preparing for war in times of peace. You're going to have to make sure that your mind, you going to see a therapist. Or you seeking him every day for a therapist. All you really need is the word of God. For a therapist, start spiritual healing first. Everything else will fall into alignment. That's how I did it. Because therapy is expensive. And then, since I wanted to go see what therapy all about, I signed up for school to become a therapist. So I can see what's going on in my head. What's going on in my family. What generational curses and patterns and behaviors that we got to break. Then I went to school, they had free therapy. So I checked out their therapy. So, we learn from others. That's why we are here, to connect, to teach, to help heal. Can't change them, but we can help them. But you got to make sure you help yourself first. Because if you're not being authentically you, if you're not being you and comfortable with being you, then you have a problem. You can't be there for everybody else or for somebody. You got to practice emotional intelligence. You got to learn financial literacy. I can't even say it, can I? You got to learn all these things before God pour down his blessings on you. He's not just going to pour down the blessings and here you go, you like them people that win the lottery and then 3 years later, after they done won the lottery, they dead broke. Look at the statistics on that. So, when you know God about to elevate you, this one way all hell breaking loose. It's a breakthrough coming. Everybody acting funny. That means something you need to cut off. Somebody need to get out of your garden. It's some snakes in there. You need to cut your grass. You need to tend to what you plant in this season and what's growing. What bugs done jumped in now. That's how I see life. Who's surrounding you and what your thoughts is. Because who you surround yourself with matters. They have the direction you going in. Whoever has your ear has your direction in life. So you got to make sure whoever have your ear, that they for you, and that their influence in your life is good and not negative, hood, ratchet, toxic. You got to make sure that. But y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed day. I am at my destination, and I just want to say, isolation brings elevation. There is power in isolation. Go for it. You can do it.